I'm going to rip off Nerdette Newsstand's earlier show on this exact same topic. I want to do a Halloween costume contest, and you can join us on Discord to post your offensive, sexy, or just cool costume. I usually go in a burqa with a backpack with wires sticking out and a ticking clock on the outside, all wired up. Or a greedy rabbi holding a dead Christian baby. I would go as a Catholic priest, but I don't want to be offensive. I have a lot of respect for the poor, marginalized, oppressed, disenfranchised, alcoholic Irish Catholics who were brutally enslaved. This is 15 offensive Halloween costumes that you shouldn't wear by Susanna Heller. Thank you, Ms. Heller, for telling us what we should and shouldn't do, because you know better than us on what we should do with our kids or ourselves, how we should enjoy the holidays. Thank you, Susanna Heller. What would we do without people like you? We'd probably live much better lives without people like you. Try to avoid costumes that could be perceived as cultural appropriation. Well, guys, there's no such thing as cultural appropriation. It is a cultural Marxist propaganda used to divide a nation. It doesn't exist. It's made up. It's made up just to spread division and discord. One of the best parts of Halloween is dressing up in a creative costume. But some celebrities have already... Okay, well, there's your first mistake. Don't pay attention to celebrities. And stop using the word problematic. It's really gay. Racist, misogynist, and downright insensitive. Here are 15 costumes you should stay away from. Let me just say one thing. If you look like that, you can wear whatever the hell you want to wear. Because, damn. She's not offending anyone. Mexican bandito, I guess. Nobody's even seen her costume. They're just seeing those boobs. If you can dress like this, nobody gives a rat's ass. And, I bet you she has more American Indian in her than Elizabeth Warren. And didn't Elizabeth Warren get a job as professor, taking that opportunity away from an actual Indian? And y'all are voting for her, aren't you, Heller? Tropes and gimmicks. No, you can wear any costume you want. A character out of another culture with a sexy shooter happy hour. Oh, she got a bottle of tequila. That's what it is. Again, if you come bearing tequila shot glasses and you look half as good as this lady, then you go ahead and wear whatever the heck you want. Draw an exaggerated stereotype of Mexican culture and could be considered... No, there's no stereotype. It's a costume. How's that a stereotype? Besides, she might be Mexican, for all you know. There are a lot of very, very white Mexicans in Mexico. German Mexicans and Spanish Mexicans, that kind of thing. Okay, the Arab chic. False stereotype. What's a stereotype? There are a lot of people who dress approximately like that. How's that a negative stereotype? Reinforce negative misconceived regions. You know what? They could, if the choice is dressing like that or dressing like a terrorist, what would you rather have them do? Both are accurate. Geishas were just entertainment girls. There's nothing cultural appropriation. Thank you, Miss Heller. What would we do without you? God, we would have such a great society if we didn't have people like Heller. Rasta costume kiss, that might be cause for concern. Yeah, but you're not actually saying why these things are offensive, or if they're offensive. Dreadlocks, anyone can grow their hair in dreadlocks, and anyone can wear brightly colored t-shirts and beanies. How are these things offensive? Guess what? They're not. This costume, which depicts Anne Frank, is insensitive and offensive. Oh my God. World War II girl costume. No, I won't say it. I won't say it. I'm just going to let that one go by. Just not going to say it. Just going to move on. I just don't say it. Don't. Dia de los Beauty costume is patronizing and problematic. No, it's not patronizing just because you say it's patronizing. It's a cool costume about the Day of de los Muertos, Day of the Dead or something. How's it patronizing? Guess what? It's not, Miss Heller. Miss Heller. What do you dress up on Halloween as? That's a beautiful costume. If you're not Mexican, it would be offensive for you to dress in Day of the Dead. No, it's not. Just because you say it's offensive doesn't mean it's offensive. I'm offended by you. These articles are very problematic and highly offensive to me. I want you to stop writing these articles. Your speech is offensive to me. Stop speaking. Oh, well, who determines offense? That's it. It's subjective, not objective. Inflatable ballerina costume requires wearing a fat suit of sorts. It is a fat suit. Why is it of sorts? Okay, so what's the problem? It's the humor is the contrast between ballerinas have to be about 100 pounds. They have to be light on their feet and graceful and elegant, and they also have to be picked up by other ballerinas. And you cannot do that if they're over, about 100 pounds. They've got to be very, very thin. They're supposed to just float through the air and, stand and point and all that kind of stuff. Try to avoid costumes that could be interpreted as body shaming, like this one from Target. Listen, if you're this obese, you should be body shamed. You need to lose weight. If you want to learn how to lose weight, I can tell you in 1 hour. I can do a half-hour program on your diet and exercise for the first year that will have you losing all the weight you possibly need. I did do a couple videos on weight loss and diet and nutrition. I don't think that many people are into it. It's like usually this channel now is just kind of pop culture and media, comics and media seen through the lens of a liberal or libertarian viewpoint, calling out the racism against, certain people. And it's like usually people on YouTube want you to stick with one format. They don't like you to jump around too much. So I do have another channel that just goes into politics and stuff like that. So the diet and nutrition stuff, I did one video on it, and I did stuff on, I could do another video on it, but it's just, I don't know, people would be into it. It's pretty simple, and it's like a half hour can have you losing all the body fat you need to lose, and it's not the hardest thing in the world. In one word, I will sum it up as vegetables. Okay, yeah, if you're obese like this, morbidly obese or grossly obese, then you're dying of obesity. This lady is just, Ms. Heller, is just looking for things to whine about. She sounds like she's on her period all the time. Okay, so this is, should be avoided at all costs. Says who? Oh, says Susanna Heller says who. Susanna Heller, you can just go fuck yourself. You are the worst type of ageist and body shaming to women at the same time. Tough shit? How about that, Miss Heller? How about tough shit? How about you go crawl up your own ass? Stranger Things Halloween costume? I don't know what Stranger Things is. It's probably a show for kids, and I would rather get cancer than watch a children's show. Even kids don't like children's show. You think of the show you watched as a kid, and I look back on those shows and I think, even I thought back about Three's Company. Even as a kid, I knew Three's Company was pretty shitty. Those reruns, it was. I knew that was a pretty low rent show. The budget was they could afford They had 2 studio locations. Their apartment, and the kitchen was offshoot from the main living room, and then they went to a bar, the Regal Beagle, and that was, even as a kid, I watched it, I thought, this show's not very funny, but it's just, if it's the only thing on, back in the day when there were 3 channels. Okay, so this is an adult dressed up in a costume. I don't know what they're talking about. But yeah, you shouldn't sexualize children. But the thing is, adults don't look at children as sex objects, no matter what they're wearing. Even, they do those beauty contests, and yeah, those things are creepy. But like, we look at those beauty contests and we just think, oh, it's a bunch of silly mothers, single moms, or silly mothers trying to do stupid things with their kids. But it's not sexy because 99.9% of people look at children and are not sexually attracted to them. We're not from the Middle East. It's not our culture to be sexually attracted to children. We want to bang the moms, not the kids. So, kids can wear whatever they want and nobody thinks twice about it because we're normal people. We don't, believe it or not, there are very, very few people out there who hurt children. It's just, in a country of 1/3 of a billion people, you're going to hear about it a few times and it's going to make the media, but it's actually way more rare than you think. But, yeah, they can get the bullet if you hurt a kid. But I think these are adults wearing this. Okay, I didn't understand. She's talking about this guy, snake charmer costume, where they take king cobras, which are pretty venomous, but they... you could either try to milk the cobra right before the show, or you could simply sew their lips shut, which is what they do, so they can't strike you. And then the cobra is conditioned. You can't really train it, but it's conditioned. Then she says it has disturbing sexual undertones. You got me there. I don't see the disturbing sexual undertones. If you're saying a snake is a phallic symbol, okay, but sometimes a pipe is just a pipe, and if you see phallic symbols anywhere, Ms. Heller, you need to get laid. You just need some dick, and all this kind of stuff is just, this is like terminal lack of dick syndrome. These people who write these kind of articles are just, they need to get laid. I don't care if you're a man or woman, but if you have time to write this kind of article, you need to come really, really hard. Sexy convict costume, again, if you look like, I don't know, it looks like Paris Hilton. If you look like that, you can wear whatever the hell you want. Beautiful women can wear whatever they want. That is when I'm in charge, that will be the law, and they should be encouraged to wear as little as possible. Trivializing the U.S. prison system. Well, you know what? Don't do the crime if you can't do the crime at the time. Most people in prison are there. Listen, you don't. My God, here's the thing about the difference between public defenders and district attorneys. When a district attorney's office and public defender's offices are hiring new young attorneys to get started, the public defender's office has a higher standard than the DA's office, because with the DA's office, if you your first time attorney out of law school and you flub a case, it doesn't matter, because you'll get another shot at the bad guy or bad girl. Believe it or not, criminals don't just commit one crime, get caught, and go to prison for 20 years. They usually commit a half dozen crimes, and they get, let off the hook a few times, or they get slaps on the wrists and some kind of alternative treatment, that kind of thing. So by the time they work their way up through crimes from, crimes against property, small crimes against property, to crimes against person, to more and more violent crimes against the person. And then they start getting more and more strikes, and they get more time served. So they said, like, well, how did this one guy went to jail for 30 years for robbing a store, and this other white guy got, 2 years? Well, yeah, because the white guy didn't have a criminal history. So he did one crime, he got busted on, no priors. So his rate of, committing the crime again is probably very low. But you had this other guy who's committed a dozen crimes. You look at their sheet, and it's literally just, it goes on and on and on about crimes and against property, violent crimes. That's why there's a disparity between the sentencing guidelines and that kind of thing. Again, prison is, prison's not funny, but don't go to prison. Don't do things that will get you in prison. Misconceptions about mental illness in prison. I guess fair enough. Mental illness. We should all be more aware of mental illness. But the thing is, most people, this kind of restraint, I guess it's called florid psychosis, or severe bad reaction to a drug, is pretty rare. It's just not happening. Reminds me of the Quiet Riot album. I think that was in mid-1980s. Downplays the seriousness. Yeah, but it's Halloween. And what are the odds you're going to see a mental patient on Halloween? Homeless person on the street probably shouldn't dress as a hobo nightmare on Halloween. All right, fair enough. I guess you have a criticism there. Thing is, majority of homeless people are homeless because drugs and alcohol involved. And they're saying, well, aren't you making fun of drugs and alcohol? I guess you are. I mean, there should be more awareness about dope and alcoholism. But the thing is, most homeless people don't give a rat's ass. They just don't care. This is just beyond ridiculous. Dressing up in this gorilla costume would be innocuous. Well, Ms. Heller, it is innocuous. Susanna Heller, what a monkey she is. Calling this a Harambe costume would be insulting. To what? The ape? Apes don't speak English. They might speak they might understand a couple of words. But it's very difficult to offend an ape. On its own, this costume's fine, but implying that it is the animal that was controversially killed in 2016 would be problematic. How is it controversially killed? How is it problematic? You got to explain yourself, Miss Susanna Heller. How is it? Where's the controversy? Some retarded child with a retarded mother crawled into an ape's cage. I don't know. I mean, maybe it was an accident. I shouldn't say that. I mean, mistakes happen at zoos and stuff, but, got to watch your kids and all that. And the ape had the kid, so the zoo handler pulled out their .30-06 and killed the ape. Where's the controversy? I remember what happened with Harambe. Dick's out for Harambe or something. These woke racist idiots said something like, if it was a black kid, they wouldn't have killed the ape. These dumb, I keep wanting to swear. You have no idea how hard it is for me to keep my swearing down to only a few swear words. These dumb MFers said they wouldn't have shot the ape if it was a black kid. And the video comes out. Oh, look, it's a black kid. They shot the ape to save a black kid. So do the Black Lives Matter people apologize? In fact, do they ever riot when black people kill black people? No, they don't really do that, do they? Do they riot when a black cop kills a innocent white victim? No, they don't really give a shit about that. Yeah, I could go on and on about that, but I won't. Guys, wear whatever the hell you want on Halloween. If you look like Paris Hilton, please wear whatever you want. Sorry for stealing your thing, Nerdette's newsstand, but she'll get what does that kid have on its face? Is that part of the costume? They have like a bloody nose? That is bizarre. Not my proudest fap. Yeah, Nerdette's newsstand will get. These are some beautiful, beautiful women. Please don't be trans. Please don't be trans. Please don't have a penis. Or at least tuck it away or something. Come on. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, guys, like, comment, subscribe. I will see you all next episode. Okay, I'll say it. Don't dress as Anne Frank. Okay, I'll give you that one. All right, I'll see you guys next time.